He knows that I'm dangerous. He knows that I'm gonna put him to sleep. Even Khabib. The only reason they don't want me to fight against him, because they know that I'm gonna beat him. My real goal always was Islam, but since he decided to run away, it has to be Charles.
What do you think would have happened if Ilia fought Islam this weekend?
Islam Makhachev.
He would have beaten him?
By TKO.
Oh wow, really?
No, I mean, that's a different level.
Ilia Topuria says that Islam Makhachev ran away from him because he was afraid of getting knocked out. He said Khabib knew and told him to move up, but Arman Tsarukyan didn't agree. He thought Ilia would have beaten Topuria.
Take him down and hold him and just maul him. And just finish him on the ground. And he's not gonna able to escape from me.
The wrestling and the takedowns are the key then.
Ilia Topuria, the new lightweight champion, thinks that Islam waited because he was afraid to face him. He thinks that Islam didn't want to take a chance on him because they thought he was too dangerous. Ilia adds that Khabib and his team are aware of his capacity to defeat Islam and knock him out, which is why they do not want the fight to take place.
You think did Islam go up to 170, Ilia, to avoid you? Is he scared to fight you?
Listen, I think that he took a great decision. If the UFC would offer him to fight against Justin Gaethje or another contender in the division, I think that he would stay at 155. But with me coming up, he was like, I don't have to take this risk. I'm gonna move up to the 170. I'm gonna try to get another belt, and that's all, because he knows that I'm dangerous. He knows that I'm gonna put him to sleep. Even Khabib. The only reason they don't want me to fight against him, because they know that I'm gonna beat him.
MMA fans were surprised by Ilia's comment because it went against what he had said about Islam just a few days before. Ilia stated that he does not think Islam is frightened of him. He thinks Islam has improved because he has personal aims and ambitions. Ilia thinks that they will meet one day. Perhaps if he moves forward or Islam backs down, they will be able to give the people the great battle they have been waiting for.
It was meant to be Islam, that was the big talk, but he moved up to welterweight. Do you believe he moved up to welterweight to avoid you, or because he has his own goals?
Because he has his own goals. This is what I think.
Do you still think that's a fight that should happen? You guys are both forging legacies in different weight divisions. Do you think that's a massive fight that should happen?
We'll see how he does in the welterweight division. If he wins the title, I win the title in the lightweight division. Maybe I move up or he comes down to the lightweight division, and we have the fight that everyone.
Furthermore, Ilia displays his desire to face huge challenges. If Islam captures the welterweight belt, Ilia plans to climb and confront him. He wants to show the world that he isn't afraid to take chances and prove himself as a champion in more than one area.
Islam becomes the welterweight world champion. For sure, I'm gonna push for that shot also, and I will move to the welterweight division.
Arman Tsarukyan, on the other hand, thinks Islam would have won via knockout over Ilia at UFC 317. He isn't holding back, setting the way for a new era with daring maneuvers and shocking upsets that might forever alter the pound-for-pound scene. Arman makes it apparent that he sees Islam on a totally other level. Beyond showing reverence for Islam, Arman has a strong desire to rise above everyone and seize the pound-for-pound kingdom for himself.
What do you think would have happened if Ilia fought Islam this weekend?
Islam Makhachev.
He would have beaten him?
By TKO.
Oh wow, really?
No, I mean, that's a different level of fighters.
You think so? Wow.
You can't compare Ilia versus Islam.
Really? I have Ilia number one pound for pound now.
Yes, because Islam not champion anymore right now.
Right.
But when he get the second title, he's gonna be pound for pound number one.
So you think he beats Jack?
He beats Jack.
Yeah.
Became a pound for pound number one. I'll be pound for pound number two, champion lightweight division, and then beat Islam and became a pound for pound number one.
Wow, I love it. You have it all.
Arman Tsarukyan is not afraid to face Ilia Topuria. He projects an image of total domination, stressing his wide skill set and unstoppable ground game. With this approach, he demonstrates that he is ready to crush any hype and prove that he is on a whole other level.
Tell us more about how you see a matchup with Topuria playing out.
I'm just take him down and hold him and just maul him. And I just finish him on the ground. And he's not gonna able to escape from me.
The wrestling and the takedowns are the key then.
Yeah, and my kicks, my wrestling, my ground and pound, and my strengths. Boxing, he's good on one thing, on the boxing. But me, wrestling, kicks, ground and pound, and like a control time.
So the more well-rounded fighter you believe is
I mean,
yourself.
4 versus 1, who's gonna win? I mean,
Sure.
if you're not gonna stay on his boxing distance, how he's gonna beat you? I don't know.
Arman then talked about how he would approach a match with Topuria. He claimed that he would not limit himself to wrestling. He wants to use all of his skills. He plans to employ a combination of punches, kicks, and ground attacks to show Topuria the true meaning of a full MMA game.
Just can't wait to go there and to show like who's the Arman Sarukian and why I'm #1 contender, and that day I'm gonna be a world champion. So it's not just wrestling. I'm a well-rounded fighter, and I'm not gonna just try to wrestle him. I'm gonna strike him. I'm gonna kick him. I'm gonna up kick him, and and like try to do. But yeah, obviously I'm not gonna try to box him. I'm gonna try to do like a real MMA fight, to show him wrestling, to punch him, wrestling, to show him wrestling, to kick him, and like clinch.
Arman is certain that he can easily handle Topuria. He thinks he will defeat him convincingly, causing Topuria to plummet far down the rankings. Arman believes he can take him down several times while staying safe on the ground.
Send Topuria back to top 15 pound for pound. For me, it's easier to fight Topuria than Oliveira. And then you can like just go like 1,000 times to take him down, because he's not gonna try to choke you or something.
Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria seems more interested in fighting Paddy Pimblett and explains why. Ilia mentioned that he is not terrified of facing Paddy. He sees it as a struggle and a chance to put on a performance for the audience. He thinks that he can do whatever he wants in the cage and utilize the occasion to demonstrate how much superior he is.
What is going on with Paddy?
With Paddy, all the fans around the world, I think that they want to see that fight. And at the same time, I have to be honest, I think it's one of the easiest fights that I could have in the lightweight division. I don't know, I can do with him whatever I want to do in reality. It's very excited fight for the fans.
Yeah.
Where I'm gonna enjoy a lot the whole process, and at the same time, it's a fight where I'm gonna be able to shine once again.
Ilia is so confident against Paddy that he thinks he can win the battle swiftly. He says Paddy will only last 1 round, and he even teases about selecting a flashy submission just for fun. Ilia wants to demonstrate that he is on an entirely other level.
Would you win? When would you win? Give us some of that Ilia prediction magic.
Against Paddy?
Yeah.
I have to think about it. I promise you, I could choose the way I want to finish.
First round?
Be like, that's for sure. He's not gonna stay there for more than 1 round with me. But I don't know, maybe it's gonna be cool to submit him in the ground with a triangle choke from the mount, something like that. Like as I told him, put my in his forehead.
Ilia also had a brief altercation inside the ring with Paddy Pimblett following UFC 317, which Arman was not happy with. Arman was not thrilled to see Paddy rush into the cage and try to take the spotlight after UFC 317. While everyone else became engulfed in the chaos, Arman remained focused on the bigger problem. He made it clear that he is not scared by Paddy's antics and thinks no one should be ahead of him in terms of a title opportunity.
When they bring in the guy, it suggests that that's who they're leaning towards, right? That's who they're trying to build towards for the next fight. So do you think, are you worried? Do you think there's a chance that they might go with Paddy as opposed to you next?
I mean, Dana said he's not next, and he shouldn't be there.
Okay. Yeah, he said it was a mistake to bring him in.
Yeah, But so
because it exploded into something like such a big thing, do you think there's a chance they might go in that direction?
I mean, Petty, he's a good fighter, but he doesn't deserve to fight for the title. You know, he cannot jump ahead of me and fight for the title.
So do you think it should be you versus Ilia, Paddy versus Gaethje?
Yes.
Arman remarked that he was not pleased with the ruckus that erupted between Paddy and Topuria within the cage. He questioned the choice to bring Paddy in at all, expressing fear that it may alter the title picture. But once the dust cleared and the boss, Dana White, spoke, Arman felt relieved. He felt the true competitors would still have a decent shot, so he kept his sight locked on the gold.
It was a Joe Rogan mistake.
Oh, Joe Rogan called him in?
Yeah, Joe Rogan called him. It was the Joe Rogan mistake, and he shouldn't like call his even name, like bring him to the octagon or like Petty. He called the Petty to come to the octagon. And yeah, I was surprised, but you know, when Dana said it shouldn't be like that, I said, okay, hopefully he's not fighting for the title.
Arman also mentioned that he will not back down from anyone, with his sights set on the title. He's ready to take down big names like Gaia and Paddy along the way if it means winning. Confident and brave, he views them as simple pit stops on his path to ultimate triumph. And he's prepared to collect a few simple checks before claiming his title.
He said that if he doesn't get a title shot, he's going to retire.
I mean, he can do whatever he wants to do, so I don't care about Gaethje, Petty. I just need to fight for the title.
Yes, there it is. You wrote. By the way, I have to say.
Yeah, if UFC say like a fight with Gaethje, I'll take the fight and as soon as possible, and then fight with Ilia.
Okay, you'd be open to that.
Yeah.
What about
No
Paddy?
problem. Easy money.
Which one, Gaethje or Paddy?
Both.
Paddy, on the other hand, knows that this is his time to battle for the title, and he is not going to waste it by trash-talking Ilia. Paddy mentioned in a recent interview that he hates Ilia. He stated that he despises him so much that he would rather continue the fight and harm him for as long as possible. Paddy wants to make a strong statement and show the world how tough this race is.
Hunter and Sean's decision, but I think it's the only fight to make. You know what I mean? We haven't seen two people genuinely dislike each other since Conor Khabib. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's always dead cordial and alright, where I hate him. I absolutely hate him. Like, I want to inflict pain on his life. You know what I mean? I'd like that fight to go 4 minutes 50 seconds into the 5th round, and I've landed 907 elbows and I've disfigured his face. You know what I mean? I don't want a quick knockout. I want to put him through pain.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Paddy commented that, while he admires Ilia's ability, he thinks she does not reciprocate. He thinks Ilia will not take him seriously and be surprised by the conflict. Paddy thinks he can beat Ilia in all aspects of the game, exhibiting his self-confidence.
Respect him as a fighter, and he doesn't respect me. So I genuinely think if he fought me, he wouldn't train as hard. He just thinks he'd beat me. You know what I mean? I don't think he'd put as much hard work and dedication into his fight camp as he does in his last 3. Like, you know, he's on a legendary run, lad. He's knocked fucking Holloway and Oliveira out 3 fights on the bounce, lad. I would kick him everywhere, like I am Steven Gerrard in 2005.
Furthermore, Paddy's coach stated that they learned a lot when watching Charles Oliveira fight Ilia. He is not just skilled, but also prone to mistake. He noted that they apply those experiences to better their own game plans, especially when considering someone like Ilia, in order to avoid repeating the same mistakes.
Charles is a great one for us because he shows you kind of what not to do in a lot of fights. So like I say, with the Chandler fight, we watched Charles fight Chandler, and then we used a load of stuff that Charles didn't do in that fight that he should have done, and used that to make up the victory in the last one. So we just watched Charles fight Ilia now, and there's a lot of stuff you can see in the fight that you shouldn't do against Ilia. So like I say, we learn constantly.
Ilia Topuria also mentioned that the battle he wants most right now is against Paddy, unlike his previous fight where he addressed his opponent. This one feels personal. Ilia truly wants to hurt Paddy and would enjoy every moment of it. He made it clear that this is the fight he is most excited about.
But Paddy Pimblett did come in the cage tonight. Y'all had a little fun. I mean, but you know, there's Arman Tsarukyan, there's Justin Gaethje. Is that the fight that you want more than anything else?
Yes, that's the fight that I want. Because with Charles, I had a little bit difficult situation because I really like the guy, you know. He's a really great human being. You can hate him. You always see him surrounded by his family, friends, teammates. He's an amazing human being. But at the end, I was like, this is competition. I have to do my job, and that's it. But with Putty, I'm really gonna enjoy kicking his ass.
However, Paddy's coach noted that Islam will be a far more difficult fight than Ilia. He says, Islam is the best boxer in the lightweight division and the most difficult task available for Islam's capabilities and power.
If we were offered the two fights of Ilia and Khabib, I would be more worried about the Khabib fight than the Ilia fight.
If you guys were getting ready for Islam, for example, rather than getting ready for Ilia,
you'd say Khabib, Islam, sorry.
Yeah, you'd be more concerned for Islam?
I'd be more concerned for the Islam fight, to be honest with you, yeah, you know what I mean? Islam, for me, is the guy in the division, the undefeated guy in the division.
Can you sort of shed some light? Why is that? What is it about Islam that sort of you believe makes him a harder challenge?
His experience in the division, to be honest with you, fighting a lot more lightweights, I would say. He is undeniably the best lightweight in the world.
Arman, on the other side, brought up the charges of missing weight once more, saying that he is tired of people discussing the subject. Without fully understanding the situation, he claimed that he had a major back injury, which made reducing weight tough. He wants people to learn the facts rather than blaming him, and he thinks he does not deserve all of the criticism.
What exactly was the back injury, if you can say? And you know, how is your back now?
But why nobody like tried to take the interview from the doctor and ask what happened with Arman? So I had a problem with my sciatic nerve, and I hurt my back, and so my back is stuck because of sciatic nerve. So, and when I started to cut my weight, my lower back was weak, and it happened, you know, because I had a long training camp. I was super light, lighter than usually.
Arman is concerned because others think he is losing weight on purpose. He trained for months and waited years for this title fight. He says he wanted to gain weight more than anyone else and would have done anything to get into that cage.
I had a title fight, you know. I've been training for the title fight so long, and how can I just miss the weight and like train 6 months for that fight? You gotta be stupid to miss your weight. And I wanted to make the weight and to fight more than everybody. Even I was calling out 6 years for that fight, and like just turn it off for the one day, just weight cut issue. I would kill myself, but make.
Arman made it clear that he has no objections to losing weight, and he would rather like to move down to the 145 class rather than up to 170. He also reminded everyone that he always makes weight and stays inside his division, showing how dedicated he is about staying focused on his goals.
You want to go to 170? Is that a dream?
Hell no.
Okay. Why not? It's easier to make weight.
I would go 145 than 170.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would put to rest any notion that you can't make weight if you're going 145.
I mean, bro, like Dana just says once that shit, and
Arman has already discussed this with Daniel Cormier, saying that making weight has never been an issue for him. He says he always has enough time to prepare when a fight is scheduled early. This time, he appeared more lighter than usual, proving to everyone that he was well prepared and serious about this big occasion.
Him stepping on the scale is a big thing, considering he missed weight last time. But you did not miss weight last time.
No, I have never ever like issue with my weight, and the make the weight is not a hard deal for me. So, and for especially how you can miss the weight if you're been waiting for that fight like 6 years, and like I knew about that fight before 4 months. Like you can bring your body like till that day very like good, you know. And it's not like 4 weeks or 2 weeks. You gotta jump in on a diet and like to do a lot of cardio. And I was lighter than the last ones, you know.
Arman explained that his main worry was not weight loss, but rather a back issue. He said that he trained hard and hurt himself, especially when his body was dry. The doctors told him that forcing it was extremely dangerous, and he needed to listen to them to stay safe.
I think I overtrained and it hurt my back, especially when I was dehydrated. I hurt my back, and doctors came and checked my back, and yeah, they said like, if you couldn't move, if you couldn't make the weight, just don't do that.
So, with so many emotional stories, strong claims, and unfinished business, the lightweight division has never been more unpredictable. Whether it's Ilia versus Islam, Arman's pursuit for gold, or the deeply personal retribution against Paddy, one thing is certain: the drama is just getting started, and viewers are in for a wild ride. So, subscribe to our channel to get the most current information.